The Record Machine with your host, Jimmy Howell.
Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the band Mass, it's Louis St. August.
Woohoo!
Hey, everyone.
Good to have you
How you
back
doing?
on, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back on.
You've been busy since the last time I talked to you, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
We've
in a good
been,
way, right?
Oh, yes. Yep. Yeah, it's always good to be busy, and we've been having a lot of fun, too. So, but, a lot of recording and writing and finishing all that good stuff up.
Right. And let me tell you, I got the CDs you sent me the other day, and I actually listened to the whole CD on between going to work and waiting to go into work, because I always leave from my house an hour. I always leave an hour before I have to start my job, because I like to stop and I like to have coffee and I like to read the paper and stuff. So I always stop at the same gas station because they have good coffee and good food. So I sit in my car and I listen to music. So I listen to the entire CD, the entire, 11 tracks. Love it, man. It's great.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's like new birth, man. It's like every song rocks on it.
Thank you. We're getting some great reviews. I mean, the reviews are early. The official release is actually this Friday, but we had a lot of pre-orders, and we figured we would get them out to the fans as soon as we could, and I think they really appreciated it.
Oh, yeah,
and,
you could see it on Facebook. Everybody's posting their pictures of your autographed copies.
Right. Yeah, that's really cool. So, yeah, and what's cool about it is that everybody has their particular favorite song. So it's not just like, that one song on the record. Everybody says, "Oh, I love number song number 8. I love number song 7," which is great to hear. So, I guess the CD you could say is, all killer and no filler.
That you know what, I think that describes it perfectly. Like, from what is it, from your mouth to God's ears, right? Or,
that's right.
Is that how it goes?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just making sure I'm getting the saying right. And we just played "Falling in Love" about 10 minutes ago. Dude, I love that
beautiful
song, man.
That was really good. I liked it.
And you know what I said to Robin? I'm listening to the song, and I'm like, it kind of has like a rainbowish type of
feel
vibe to it. Like Street of Dreams almost. Like when I'm
Right.
hearing it, like, I don't know, it just, I'm not saying that like it sounds like a copy of anything. I'm just saying it just kind of reminded me of like that sound. You know what I mean?
Sure. When we actually wrote it, we kind of felt too, before I put the lyrics on it, it kind of had like if you heard it stripped down, it actually had like a little of a Boston feel. I think I put a track of it when we were doing some, basic tracks just in the studio, and then, but when it all came together and we sat down and listened to it, we said the same thing. It has that rainbow feel, and which is cool because that's, stuff that we grew up listening to, Deep Purple and Rainbow and,
Absolutely.
and Zeppelin. And so those were our big influences. So,
Yeah, Joe is still going strong. I mean, I heard he did have a little bit of a health issue a few weeks back. I think he had a heart attack or something like that on one of his tours in another country, but he's still singing, that guy.
Oh, wow. Yes, I heard that too. And I think my drummer, Joey, went to see him when he was on tour a few months ago. He was in the New England area, I think someplace in New Hampshire, and he said he was great. So
Yeah.
I wish I went to put the show, but I was busy that night doing something. But he was just around here recently. So Godspeed to him, and hope he's back doing it and feeling much better.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great singer. I mean, he looks great, sounds great. You said we were talking earlier on Facebook, and you said you were going to a rehearsal. Is that for the upcoming CD release party?
Yes. We had a rehearsal this morning. It was early. It was about 11 o'clock this morning. We finished up about 2.
That's not
And
bad.
we just going over the songs because we really I think last Saturday we got together too, and when we record the record, we did it in such a long space of time, and we never really played the songs together. We did obviously rehearsal, but once we finished the product up, it was like about a month before we got together and started playing these songs again, and just try to coordinate, how we want to put them into the set and talk about a lot of things that we want to do at the show, and what we should add and what we shouldn't do, and just to make it a little bit special for this CD release show that we have coming up.
Yeah, and when you do the show, how many songs do you think you're going to play?
We'll probably do about an hour and a half or so. So
that's cool.
It's about 16, 17 tunes.
Yeah. What do you do, like maybe 3 new ones and then the rest greatest hits, or more new and less of the hits?
Since it is a CD release party, that's what we were talking about. I think we're going to do more of the new album. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to do almost the whole album. I mean, I'd say maybe 8 or 9 of the new album, mm-hmm. and the rest, we're going to choose a song here and there from each of the previous records. Yeah,
and either way, it's going to be a great time. I wish I would be able to get out there, but I don't know if that's going to be possible.
Is there a time and a place scheduled?
Yeah, where is it going to be?
Yes. They would love to have you guys. It is June 23rd, Saturday night, mm-hmm. and it's at the Mix 360 in Malden, Mass.
Okay.
And Stryper just played there a few weeks ago, and I wasn't able to go. I was doing something else, but mm-hmm. I know Joey and Gene did attend, mm-hmm. and it's a nice little venue. It holds about, I'd say about 900 people to 1,000. They probably squeeze in 1,000 or so. So we look forward to the CD release show there, and so that's what it is. It's hopefully maybe you can escape and come out for the weekend. You and your wife.
We're definitely thinking about it. Is there any nice decent motels in the area that for to do an overnight?
Of course, sure. There's plenty of. You're right on Route 1 there, so there's up and down the strip. I'm sure there's the Marriott, and there's quite a few hotels. I've actually gotten messages and emails. I have some people that are flying in from that, were on their bucket list. And so we have people coming in from Michigan.
Nice.
And they're asking me the same thing. And I'm, basically just telling them to Google the area, and I'm sure they'll find a hotel of their choice, and something that very accommodating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's the one thing I've never got to do is see a Mass show live. I mean, everything I've seen you do is either, when you were on MTV or, your Mass on the Tube channel on YouTube, where all your live videos are up there, folks. And definitely check Lewis out on YouTube as well. I mean, you could see all his live performances over the years and his music videos and interviews and stuff like that, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
I love that channel. I go on there once in a while, when I'm just working in the office, and I'll just load up a few of the classics and listen to that while I'm doing my work in my office.
Oh, cool. That station actually was started by a fan, mm-hmm. Chad, who does our Facebook page too, and so he's actually in charge of that. He does that. So some of the videos I haven't seen in quite a while myself. I think he just posted one from 1984 the other day, and I'm like, gosh, it's like, why are you posting that?
I know.
But people dig it, and some of the quality of the videos aren't that great because they're fan shot, and okay. And then they upload it, and so, but and some of the other stuff is not bad. So we actually have a couple. We're doing a couple of lyric videos now. The record label is involved in doing a few, so I was hoping to see something later tonight or tomorrow, mm-hmm. and so I look forward to seeing those, checking those out.
Now, you mentioned we were talking a couple of days ago. You said something about there's a possibility there could be a limited edition vinyl copy of a vinyl album coming out as well.
That's right. Yes.
Any news
We've been
on
going
that?
Back. Well, they've been sending me the artwork. Neilio, who did the artwork for the CD cover, is working on the vinyl, and I've got a couple of versions, and I think it's almost complete. I gave the okay to it, so I think the artwork is almost finalized, and then we should expect a test pressing probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It takes a long time for the vinyl, and so once we okay the test pressing, and then it will go into production, and they said that it will be a limited, numbered, basically just for the diehard fans, probably about 250, maybe 300 copies.
Can you hold me one? And I'll definitely pay for it. Can you hold me one?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put one aside, and so it should be great. I'd love to have that on vinyl. It just vinyl seems to be coming back a little bit, and sure they actually suggested it, and so we said, yeah, why not? So
yeah, I think that would be pretty cool, and the diehards are going to buy it. What about is there going to be a new T-shirt? They're going to do the artwork on a T-shirt?
Yes. We have some actually. We have a bunch of things coming up for the new release party here. I think there's coffee holders. There's stickers. I just got to see some stickers today. There's new pick guitar picks with the when the two worlds collide picture on there. New laminates, new banners, new backdrops. Joey just displayed his drum head today. His new drum head looks fantastic.
I
really
saw
nice
that.
Work.
I saw
cool.
the picture that he posted on Facebook. Wow, whoever did that drum head did a great job on it.
Yeah, the art department is design apparel, and they're doing the T-shirts as well. And I haven't seen them yet, but everything's in the everything's being done up now. So
and that's going to be cool, and all that stuff will be available at massrocks.com, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I read all the reviews and that's been online, the melodic rock and on Facebook and stuff, and everybody's giving it 5 out of 5. So I mean, I think you hit a home run here.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm blown away with some of the early reviews that are coming in. And during rehearsal, we got a call from the record label, which is they're out of London, and they expecting a bunch more interviews coming in, and tons of more reviews are coming up. I think in Fireworks magazine, which is in London, and Rocket magazine in Germany, and I've been doing some press for some interviews for Japanese magazine. So that's been taking a lot of my time, and some of these questions that need to be answered. I was on the phone over for 3 hours with one Japanese magazine, and wow. It's just great, but it's very time consuming.
So did you have to have an interpreter, or they spoke English as well, or?
They spoke English, yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
But one thing about it is kind of hard is that a lot of these magazines, they don't people, editors or journalists who have to do it either online written, or they have an interpreter, or they have somebody that does speak English, and so I've been lucky so far.
That's pretty cool. So where did you guys record this great album?
We did it here in Massachusetts. We did all the basic tracks at Mixed Emotion Studios, and we used our good friend Kenny Lewis, who's a great engineer, and he's worked on a few of the Stryper records, and he also worked on the Sea of Black record, and some of Crack of Dawn too, and I've done a lot of Christmas singles with him. It's just very convenient for us. So we did all the basic tracks here in Massachusetts, and then everything was mixed and mastered in Philadelphia by Brian J. Anthony, who was introduced to us by the label. We had a few people to choose from that we wanted to mix. So we sent it to a few people, and we really liked Brian's mix, and we thought that we'd give Brian a shot. And Brian just came off doing he just finished doing the Steve Walsh album, the lead singer for Kansas. So, they sent me tracks of that and listened to that, and they thought it was great. And we sent them, actually, the first song we sent them was Falling in Love. So we had, a few options there. And then once we heard his mix come back, and we said, yeah, let's just try Brian. And it worked out really well. So hopefully we'll work with him again.
So Kenny Lewis produced it, and Brian Anthony, he did all the mix?
Well, Kenny actually engineered it.
Oh, okay.
Kenny engineered it. He's the engineer, and the album was actually produced by Brian and the band Mass, and it was overseen by Khalil Turk of the record label. He had a big say in it too, and we on some of the songs, and so which songs we chose, and different sounds, and different type of levels of the song. So he was kind of overseeing it. So, but Brian had his big hands in it. I'd say it was more Brian, and then the band, and then Khalil. So
Khalil, his name is?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And
yeah,
when you worked with Michael Sweet again on this album as well, right? Do you guys work in person, or he did it and then sent you the his vocals?
Oh no, yeah, he came down. We worked out a date. I know he's so busy as well. He was just finishing up his new record. So, and then he was on the Monsters of Rock tour, a show, and so when he came back from there, we got together. I think it was like on a Tuesday afternoon, and we just he was up at the studio before me. He was there like an hour before me. Then I drove in and hung out, and he played me what he did and what I thought, and I thought it was great. And we went off and got a bite to eat afterwards, and I gave him my new mask cap, and
yeah, you guys posted
like,
that picture.
This is a great hat.
Yeah,
so he
good
loved
on
the
him.
new mask cap. So yeah, he's been a fan for a long time. Since he produced our fourth album, Voices in the Night. He's always loved the band, and I think he was asked some questions too from Michael Robinson, who was doing some PR for us, sent him over some questions, and Michael was kind enough to answer all these great questions. I think we put it up on our website or on our email. I forget where it was, but
so those,
and it came out great. He did really good.
So for those who haven't heard the album yet, what track did Michael sing with you, and did he help you write the song, or he just sang with it?
He didn't sing at all, actually. He just played guitar on a song called Stand Alone. He did. He just played the lead solo, and he played some rhythm through the whole song.
Oh, he didn't do any backup vocals?
No backup vocals at all.
I thought he did backup on that too. I didn't
no.
realize he wasn't singing any like backup at all.
No, he asked. He was like, "Man, do you want me to do anything else? What?" And I was like, "No, that's fine." The guys are just, we were just so happy with the way the record came out. We didn't feel that we needed anything else. We just wanted Michael to come in and just felt that the song that we chose was a perfect song for him, and he loved it. And, we sat down and listened to a couple of the other tunes, and he was blown away too. He was like, "This is great stuff." So, yeah, we were just, that's all he did. He just did the lead solo, but it came out perfect. So, and I think he was a right fit for it.
Yeah, you can hear like his guitar style in the song, and I was listening like for his voice, and I'm like, well, I know he's not singing, like a lead part, so I thought maybe he was doing like a backup vocal on there, and I guess that's the reason why I didn't hear it, because he wasn't singing anything; he was just playing the guitar. So that makes sense.
That's
now.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, I did all the vocals, all the lead vocals, and 90% of the backing vocals myself, and then we had Michael Palumbo, our bass player, do a few tunes of backing vocals just to give it a little bit of a different feel in some of the tunes. But most of the song lyrics and vocals were done by myself. So
yeah, they sound great, and Michael, the bass player, his backup vocals, you can hear him in some of the songs as well, and he's a good backup vocals. He kind of reminds me of a Michael Anthony, you know.
Yes.
Van Halen was, to me, without Michael Anthony, it wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Because
absolutely, I agree.
His harmonies are magnificent, and his bass playing is great too. So
absolutely, I agree totally. Michael Anthony, it should be back in Van Halen if they go back on the road, and I'd love to see all four members. But
are you a fan of Sammy Hagar? Do you like Sammy?
I do. I think Sammy Hagar is great too. I mean, the stuff that he did with them was fantastic.
I think Robin likes Sammy better than Dave, right, Robin?
Yeah, well, he's definitely a better singer.
Yeah,
David is that.
Yeah, I'm more of a Van Hagar fan.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, see, David Lee Roth is a rock star, and Sammy Hagar is a musician.
Yeah,
he's more like Dave's
He's a great showman, and he's the original singer. You know, he's the original, and a lot of people just like to see the original act. So, but Sammy rocks too.
Yeah, I've seen him solo, and I've seen him with Van Halen. I've also seen Van Halen with David Lee Roth, and I've also seen David Lee Roth solo as well. And I mean, I like both singers, but I do agree with you. Sammy is a better singer, and he definitely is a great guitar player. So,
I was going to ask Louis that. You were saying that it's a lot of work involved, a lot of press involved, artwork, publicity. It's a lot of pieces to the puzzle to get it done. But once you do all the work, how gratifying is it for you to hold that in your hand and say, I love what we've done?
It is. It's so sweet. It really is. It like you said, it's people don't know how hard it is, to get everybody together and like you said, we have a team that basically, that puts this together. And when it's finally completed, and you're sitting on a Sunday or something, you get some time to chill, and you have the CD in your hand, or you're listening to it, and you say, this came out pretty good, and you want to say let's go back and do it again, hurry up, but they say, wow, it took so long, to do it. And it's just you think of all the grueling hours that we put in to it, and but it's definitely worth it in the end for sure.
When because a lot of times, like you said, maybe you would go back and I'd tweak this or I'd do that. I was listening to an interview with John Lennon from years ago where he critiqued every single Beatles song they ever made, and he didn't like this, and it was a throwaway song, and this is this and this and that. And it's, in the time that you're spending pouring yourself into it, it's got to be worth something. It's got to mean something to you.
Right. Yes, no, it definitely is worth so much to us. And we're, I'm, my biggest critic. I listen to it, I say the same thing. I say, I could have sang that better. I could have sang that differently. Maybe if we did the ending this way. No matter what, how great it is, how you always hear something that you'd want to change, but it is what it is, and you just live with it.
Now, do you decide all of that as a group, or do you have final say on everything?
On what? On songs or?
Yeah, on the song choices, on how they're arranged and all that. Is it?
Yeah, how they sound. Like
the finished
mix,
product,
the final mix, all that.
Yeah, I mean, we all do it as a group. As far as the sound, as far as songs, I'd push for a couple of different songs on the record that the guys didn't feel strongly about, and then in the end they were like, I'm glad you said to do these two songs because it really came out great. And so I think I have a big say in it, being being starting the band, being the
right.
The starter and the I guess, not leader, but because we're all four equal partners, and yeah, I guess so. But we all really just put in our percentage, 25% each, and we really, we all come to an agreement at the end. So after the black guys, we all, we figure it out.
Now there's 11 songs on the CD, When Two Worlds Collide. Every song is great, but did you write more than 11 and just came to picking out these 11, or there was just these 11 songs? Are there other songs that never made it on the record?
Yes, we had about 15, 16 songs, and we just kind of chose. They wanted to make it 10, and I thought 11 was cool. I said, why don't we call the album, This One Goes to 11? Okay. But they didn't like that idea. So so I come up with When Two Worlds Collide, and then it kind of built off of that. And just with today's, problems in the world and stuff. So that kind of was the theme of it. And so we just decided on these 11 tracks. We just felt they were really strong. And when we were in the studio, and if we felt that one of the songs was too weak or it didn't really fit, then we would have dropped it to 10, but they all seemed to, the 11 seemed to work, which I thought they were going to.
One of the listeners in the chat room, I believe you know who he is. His name is Evan. He says there's a Japanese version of the album that has a bonus track on it. Is that correct? He's right. I'm going to give a shout out to Evan. Evan's like a great fan, super fan. I think. If I'm not mistaken, I think Evan bought about 10 CDs, and I just want to say thank you very much, Evan, to you, man. Kudos, Evan.
Yeah. I mean, we've gotten a lot of people who've bought 2 or 3 or 4, but nobody's bought 10. I was like, maybe he's selling them somewhere, for like double the money. But
maybe as a flea market.
Maybe that's, but I just want to thank him very much.
That's awesome.
Much appreciated, Evan. The Japanese wanted an additional song. Whenever we do something with Japan, they've always wanted an extra tune. So what we did was, hey Evan, we just stripped down the song called Secondhand Rose.
Okay.
And we made it an acoustic. And Brian, who mixed the album, is a great guitar player and mandolin player.
Wow.
So the song's a little bit different. There's no drums in it, no bass. It's just acoustic guitar, mandolin, keyboard, and vocals. And it came out really sweet. So it's a little bit different version. And we put that as the bonus track, and they seem to have liked it.
Well, that's awesome. We got another question in here. It's from guest 93433. Will the album be released in Italy?
Yes, absolutely.
It has
Being
to be,
all
right?
Italian, white, of course.
You're Italian,
Yeah.
I mean, you wear pinky rings. For
you got Luigi, Miguel, Giuseppe, and Eugenio.
Exactly.
So, but
yeah.
I think sometimes our opening theme, when we play is Sopranos. Oh,
that's awesome.
But yeah, it's released in Germany, France, Japan, Italy, UK, London, everywhere, in here in the States. So it's actually more of a European release than it is. It trickles down to the States here. So we're finally getting into some of the Best Buys and Targets and the Old Mooses, the stores around here in U.S. But so yes, for sure, Italy.
That's awesome. And now,
can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Why does it seem that in Europe, rock and heavy metal are still more in the forefront than in the United States?
Because they know the music that we put out in this country sucks, and the classic metal bands are better. That's why.
No, but I'm saying, why aren't Americans as still into hard rock and heavy metal as they once were?
I don't. Probably because of what I just said. I mean, it's a lot of people. Some people, they just I don't. Maybe the channel's not available. There's people don't want to pay for the Sirius. If you don't have Sirius satellite radio, you're probably not going to have a good hard rock or melodic rock radio station in your area.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They've all gone to pop and country and top 40 music. They're not, every area used to have at least one rock station.
Yeah, I mean, Lewis, where you're from in Massachusetts, do you have a station that plays, hair metal and stuff like that still, or?
We do. We have a few. There's Rock 101 that does like some hard rock, and they have their I think their metal station, their show maybe one night a week on Sundays. Then we have WAAF, which does some metal too as well. And
you're doing a show with that girl DJ, right? What's her name? Carmelita?
Yes.
What
We are
night is
doing
that gonna be?
actually. That's going to be June 3rd, Sunday night. It's late. We're doing 20 minutes. We're going to try to figure out an acoustic thing, me and Gene, and I think Michael's going to come with us as well. And we're going to do a few acoustic songs.
At about 11 o'clock, right?
Yes, it's about 11. I think we probably don't go on until about 11:30 or so. And we're going to give away some tickets to the CD release show. Okay. And we'll probably give some CDs out too as well. So that should be fun. That's coming up Sunday.
This Sunday?
No, he said June.
It's Sunday night, June 3rd on WAAF. It's I think it's 107.3.
And you post
FM dial.
Yeah, and you posted the link for the show on massrocks.com. So if anybody wants to,
yes, I did.
If anybody wants to check out, that performance, definitely check out Lewis's, like I said, for his merchandise, massrocks.com, and also any upcoming shows and radio interviews. I think that's cool, man. I mean, if you can't get love from the local area, I mean, you guys must be like pretty popular from where you come from, right? I mean, in Boston, a lot of people know who Mass is, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I would hope so. We've been doing it for quite a while. The scene has changed, but we've got a really good support of fans around here in New England, and it's just amazing. Not only just here, but from everywhere. Just seeing the CDs that. That went out for the pre-orders. It's just like, I think we hit every state, 2 or 3 in every state, from California to New England and in between. And it's just amazing. And also we've gotten a lot of Switzerland and Germany and Italy requests because they wanted that autograph, which is, something that people really dig or really want.
Now, do you know Curtis, right? Curtis Scheck?
Yes.
He says, what about Rock and Skull?
Rock and Skull, that's right. We're doing Chicago in, I think it's October 25th.
Okay.
We're headlining the pre-party there, October 25th, and we look forward to that. And we've done it a few years ago. I think in 2013, we were out in wherever they had it. I think it was in, I forget, Oklahoma. No, that was Rocklahoma. Somewhere. We did it 3 years ago. We were out in Denver. We did a show for Wolf Fest, and then we did Rock and Skull the day before. So we were out there, made a few shows out of it. And then this one coming up, like I said, is October 25th, Thursday night in Chicago. And so if any Chicago fans are out there, we look forward to seeing you and playing some of our new songs off our CD.
Now, are you getting any offers to, maybe play in any other places, or you haven't scheduled anything as of yet?
Those two are confirmed. We're in talks now to a few other venues too. And we always get offers, and it's just we turn down a lot just because either it doesn't fit us, or it's just not a good fit, or one of the guys in the band is not available. We got 4 guys that are busy, really busy, have kids, and Michael, our bass player, is a VP of his company in California, so he's flying out almost every other week to the West Coast. So it's just really trying to fit in everything and just,
So,
Well, can I say, just speaking of kids, you have children?
I have 3.
Okay. And how old are they?
My first one is with my first wife. She's 30 years old, and she's married, and she lives in Manhattan, New York.
wow.
And my daughter, my middle one, is 17. She's graduating from high school in a few weeks.
Wow, congratulations.
And I have a 9-year-old son.
Yeah, he's cute, too. I
Okay,
would see
so the reason I
pictures.
asked this is because does your 9-year-old think you're a rock star?
Oh, absolutely.
That's awesome.
He knows. He watched our
Actually,
last interview.
even my oldest, because I've been doing it for such a long time.
Yeah.
Even my oldest, she was born when New Birth. She's actually why I called New Birth, because she was born in '85.
Okay.
And the album came out, and she was so she was around for listening to the "Do You Love Me" videos and hearing that album for the 2 or 3 years of her first young life. And
awesome.
then she got to see all the other records.
That's awesome.
But yeah, my son is a big fan, and he loves the new record. I think his favorite song is I think it's "Alive." I'm not sure, or
that's
"Falling in
great.
Love." One of
That's
those.
great because, since he is young and wasn't exposed to a lot of the previous work, you just wonder, is he into the, pop scene or whatever 9-year-olds are into now? Or does he still think, wow, what Dad does is cool,
Yeah, I mean, he loves both. He really loves both, because my wife plays, the pop music in the car, so he knows songs that I don't know, and I'm like, what is this?
That's how I am.
What is this crap?
I roll my eyes.
Yeah, he
Right.
does the same with our kids, so.
Yeah, well, Robin's son, he just got his learner's permit, so we let him drive. He needs to go to his friend's house. We let him drive the car, and Robin always lets him control the radio in her car. But when he drives in my car, he doesn't touch my. It stays on channel 39, Hair Nation, or classic vinyl. He never tries to put on the rap station with like Kendrick Lamar or any of those kind of songs.
Right, exactly. Same here.
Don't touch Dad's. Don't touch Dad's radio.
Don't touch the dial. Yep.
So that's
it's
cool.
basically I'm driving around basically, with when he's in the back, over the past few months doing pre-production for the record, so he got to listen to a lot of the record, before it was mixed. So because I'd be listening to the basic tracks and trying to work out my melodies and lyrics and stuff. So he got to hear it from the get-go. So poor kid.
Well, he may grow up to be a producer or
You never know.
or a critic.
You never know. That's right.
He could be Lewis's manager.
That's right.
That's right.
A business partner or whatever. Now, Lewis, are you doing this full time, or do you have like another business on the side too?
I do this. Well, pretty much this takes up a lot of my time, but I do have I do work for an insurance company. I have for a long time, and but I'm pretty lucky that I get to work from my home, and so I have a lot of stuff that I do at home.
That's awesome, man.
Between the music and that, and raising the kids and taking them to sports, and it's a juggling act at times. Like most parents. Parents.
Yeah, you got to take them to all their activities like baseball, karate, or dance, or all kinds of stuff like that. I mean, we've been doing that for years. I mean, the oldest, Kelsey, she's graduating high school, and she got a scholarship to Philadelphia, so she's going to play lacrosse, and then she's going to study to be an orthopedic surgeon. So. It's
awesome.
Her plate's going to be pretty full, and I think the boy, he wants to be a chef. He's been cooking a lot.
Oh wow!
And I think he might be taking some kind of culinary class once he gets out of high school near where you're at in Boston somewhere. It's a culinary school.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so
Good for him.
Yeah, the kids keep you busy, and then you got you got your other job, and then you got this. I'm sure that you probably haven't been sleeping that much, huh?
Sleeping?
Yeah. What's that, right?
What's that, right? Yeah. No, it's just unbelievable. But I don't mind it. I still feel very healthy and still feel young, and I still have the energy. So I just want to do it now that I can, and then one day when I'm 70 years old, 75, I'll sit back and chill out and say, live a good life and do some good things.
You did it your way, like
exactly.
You lived your life the way you wanted to live it, and I mean, you should always be happy, what you're doing. I mean, because I know there are people that, they got married very young, maybe because, the woman they were with, they got her pregnant and they got married because that was the right thing to do back then. And they just took any job and they worked at any job for 40 years, 50 years. And they kind of like, oh my God, I could have did this, I could have did that, So it's always good to be happy doing what you love,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you've just been blessed to do the things that I've been able to do and really, I love doing what I do, and it's been fabulous. So,
yeah. And do you do you find it like as you get older, it's like harder to stay up late and do the shows? Do you have a certain diet, and do you work out and stuff so that you can keep up and keep in shape, or you don't really? You're not really bothered
absolutely.
by that?
It's definitely harder to stay up. When I do sleep, I mean, I find myself nodding off. If I'm watching a movie or something, I'll be like, "Oh, what happened at the end?" But and my wife will fill me in. So, but yeah, I mean, I work out. Go to the gym whenever I can. Try to do it at least 3 times a week. My wife is an avid runner. She loves to run. I can't run like her. She can do 10 miles, and
wow.
I'm lucky if I can do 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but that's just just her makeup, and I just don't have the time to do something like that. So, and I try to eat, more of a vegetarian. I was doing the vegan thing for a while, and no meat, no chicken, no dairy at all, and it felt really good, but it was really, really tough to stay on it. I did it for about 4 or 5 months, and then I started, adding a little bit of eggs in my diet. I miss the eggs so much. I don't really drink milk, or I drink soy milk or coconut milk, and other than that, I just try to live a healthy. I don't drink or smoke. I mean, I may drink occasionally, may have a glass of wine with it if we go out to dinner or something, but I don't smoke or anything like that. So so I guess rock and roll is my drug.
Yeah, I mean everybody. I mean, everybody.
Milk and Oreos. That must be my friend Gino.
Yeah.
Gosh, guest number 93433.
It is
I'm
Gino.
sorry, Gino. I haven't had Oreos in a long time.
Gino's the guy from the video, right?
He is Gino. He's a superstar.
Gino, I loved you in that video. Do you love me? How you doing, buddy? Remember I asked about him the last time you were on the show?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I said, is Gino a friend of yours? I said I could tell, like he he's a friend of the band. He's not just some guy you just plugged into the video. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's pretty cool. And you know what? I always wanted to ask you this question: the name Mass. Where did that come from? Like, who came up with that name? Is that about science or?
Is it about what? Would you say?
Science? Is it like scientific? Like like the mass?
Well, yeah. I mean, basically, we were recording our first album, A&M, for A&M Records, and we didn't have a name of the band. We were calling ourselves Satan's Sinner and something like that, something weird. And then we were going to call ourselves Fighter because we were going to call the album Fighter, which we did. But so we were shooting the names, all these different types of names. Our manager at the time, Hernando Courtright, and Stu Weintraub from New York City, Hernando came up with the name Mass, and so we said Mass, and that's pretty cool, we are from Massachusetts. And it had that little, I'm a believer, strong believer in God.
Mm-hmm.
And, some of my lyrics, you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we always felt that the band had a very big sound, so a massive sound. So that's where it came up. So that's what we chose. We said, yeah, mass it is. And then once we saw the logo, we were hooked. We were floored. We were just like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because when I look at the logo, I'm thinking almost scientific, like science, like the mass of this or the mass of that. Like the way the logo is designed, it kind of almost looks like, like a science logo or something like that. What were the choices of the names besides mass? What did it boil down to? Mass and what other name? What was the final cut?
It was like I said, it was like Fighter.
Okay.
Because we were going to name the album Fighter, and also we think we had one for like a couple of weeks called Saint and Sinner, or Saints and Sinner, something like that.
Saints and Sinners.
Saints and Sinners, something like that. But before that, too, the band was called Axis, AXIS. I mean, that was my first. I was a three-piece. I was a drummer, singer. Gene played guitar, and the original bassist Kevin played the bass. So we were a three-piece, and we'd play all the local high schools and dances and backyard parties, and we were called Axis.
Oh, okay.
And so when I came up front to sing, and when they told me that I was a better singer than drummer, so we got a new drummer.
That's cool.
We decided that,
Phil Collins.
And we landed our first recording contract. We decided we should change the name, and that's when we changed it.
So you were the Phil Collins of the band, huh?
I was, yes.
Better singer than drummer. I mean, but he is a good drummer, though. He was a good drummer, Phil Collins. But
yeah. No,
you're a great singer, man, and every CD that you put out, man, from Unchained all the way up till When Two Worlds Collide, everything is great. I love the Christmas CD. I'm looking forward to the album coming out on vinyl. Please let us know about that. The show again is June 23rd, correct?
Yes.
And that's in your area. Robin and I are definitely we're going to try to check that out. Anybody else who wants to go see that show, Evan posted the link in the chat room, folks. So if you want to click on that to get tickets for the show,
Thank you, Evan.
Also you can go on the website, correct? massrocks.com, and you can check out Lewis's videos, Mass on the Tube, and also Mass is on Facebook too, right? Mass the Band, I believe it's called.
Yeah, yep, Mass the Band. They can check us out on there, and we try to update the website as much as as soon as possible. Sometimes we're a little bit behind because we're just so busy doing things, but whenever we have some news or a new date to announce or something coming up, we try to put it on the website first, and then we spread it out through the Facebook, and we also send it out to you can always join our mailing list. We usually send a email flyer out about once every 3-4 weeks. So we try to keep everybody in the loop as best as possible.
That's awesome. And if me and my lovely wife decide to go up, I'll let you know.
All right, that'd be great. Love to see you guys. And
I really appreciate you signing the CDs for us. I'm going to give them out. The reason why I was asking you all those questions before about names and all that other stuff is because I'm actually saving it for trivia for later. So I like to ask. I want to see who's paying attention, and then we'll ask a few questions later on, and then we'll give out the 2 CDs that you signed. And whoever doesn't win one, again, folks, go to massrocks.com. Lewis has got some radio interviews coming up. The links are on there as well. Click on those links. You can check them out this Sunday night, right? On the was it WAAF, the radio show, correct?
I think it's a couple. It's the 2 Sundays. 2 Sundays from now. We'll be doing that June 3rd, and then we have the CD release party coming up on June 23rd, and then we'll be doing I'm sure we'll be booking some other shows over the summer. Hopefully we get into different areas, and then we'll be going out to Chicago in October. And we have a couple of videos coming up, and then we look forward to the vinyl release. And doing. And you should be seeing some more press, magazines and things like that we have coming out that I've been doing, and so there'll be some things to look forward to.
Awesome, Louis. Again, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate you sending me the 2 tracks. Like I said, I played the first one I played before was "Falling in Love," and after we're done chatting, I'm going to play a live, and then
cool.
we're going to play some of the classics, from your catalog, and call it a night. I think it was
awesome.
I had a great time talking to you. It's always a pleasure. And
Thank you.
let me know when the album comes out, like the actual vinyl pressing comes out, because I want to buy one. I want to make sure I get one.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
No problem. Thank you very much for having me on. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to your wife and for all the fabulous questions. And it's always a pleasure talking to you guys as well. God bless.
Thank
Rock
you.
and roll.
Take care.
God bless you too, man. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right, man. Peace.
All right. Take care, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, Louis St. August from the band Mass. Don't forget to, if you don't win a copy, go to massrocks.com, to get a copy. Also, you can buy merchandise there, too. He has some great T-shirts, posters, and all the latest information. He's got some, radio interviews coming up, and also the CD release party that me and Robin might be going to. We'll see. Right now, we're going to play a new song off the brand new album, When Two Worlds Collide. This one is called Alive. It's off of track number 4.
had this dream for a long, long time. It's in my heart and burned in my soul. I've never stopped, yeah, despite what they say. I'm gonna